Welcome to the Life Beyond Bounds podcast. I'm your host, Nicki Herd-Walker. On this podcast, I give advice and insights that help you go beyond your comfort zone to embrace life as your greatest adventure, beyond geographical boundaries to explore the world without limits, beyond the confines of the norm to live life on your terms, and even beyond your current limits to unlock a life that is bold, adventurous, and genuinely fulfilling. Together, let's create your life beyond bounds. Welcome back to the Life Beyond Bounds podcast. You've probably heard the phrase, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, suggesting that what we want can seem more appealing than what we already have, but we might not know the challenges or downsides of that other situation. In essence, it's a reminder to appreciate what you have and not to envy other people's lives without understanding the full picture. If you are considering making a big change in life, before you quit your job or sell everything, how do you know if what you're feeling is your soul nudging you toward a more aligned life, meaning the path that you're meant to follow, or if you have grass is greener syndrome? In episode 4, I talked in depth about the difference between how to recognize your soul's nudges, leading you toward a more empowered, authentic, aligned, fulfilling, exciting future, and your ego trying to keep you in your comfort zone by using fear and doubt to keep you there. And then, in the last episode, I gave practical tips for creating a more soul-led life. But today, before you make any major life changes, I want to explain grass is greener syndrome so you can determine if you're falling into that trap or use this to further confirm that you're definitely following your soul. The reason I didn't include this in episode 4 when I talked about how to tell the difference between the two major forces or voices that determine our decisions and therefore the quality of our life, which are our soul and our ego, it's because this is a rare exception to how the ego normally presents itself. So when you have grass is greener syndrome, you aren't hesitating to make a big change because of fear or doubt. You believe you should sell everything and just leave. You're ready to make a big change, often irrationally, but this is also your ego leading, and I'm going to explain why. Here are the red flags of grass is greener syndrome. First, you're constantly comparing your life to others, always feeling like someone else has it better. You never feel content or satisfied. You're always chasing perfection or expecting the next thing to finally make you happy. You're prone to impulsive decisions, commitment issues, or quickly running from situations that feel uncomfortable instead of working through them. On the other hand, if your life is actually very good, on paper you have success, comfort, and stability, you truly appreciate your current life, but deep down you still feel a subtle restlessness, like there's something more meaningful or fulfilling awaiting for you. And that's not constant. Your life has been great, right? And then you start to feel a subtle shift. You frequently daydream or wonder, what if I tried something different? But these thoughts don't feel frantic or impulsive. They feel exciting and authentic, pulling you toward growth, freedom, or adventure, toward your next level of life. You either feel an underlying sense of hope or anticipation when thinking about change. It's less about escaping and more about aligning your life with your evolving values and authentic self. Or you almost feel silly considering it because your life is good and you should just be content. Then that is the pull of your soul. The danger with making a big change, if what you're experiencing is grass is greener syndrome, is that no matter where you go or what you do, you'll carry this dissatisfaction and internal dissatisfaction with you. In my opinion, this isn't the time to make a big change. It's time to water the grass where you are and fix the deeper issue, which is your mindset. And the best way to do that is to practice gratitude. Train your brain to actively seek and appreciate the good in your current situation. Gratitude for the big things like having friends or family who love you, a roof over your head, food on your plate, and the small things like having a coffee mug you love full of a drink that you enjoy. Really dive into what is awesome about your life as it is. When you practice gratitude consistently, you cultivate a sense of peace and contentment. This is different than settling. Feeling content is a positive thing. It's a peaceful state of being that you know you are exactly where you're meant to be, even if you decide that you want to work towards something more. Settling, on the other hand, is accepting less than desired and usually comes from lack of hope or effort that fuels resentment and dissatisfaction. When you are content and grateful for the life you have, only then, from this more positive and grounded place, should you reassess if there's still a deeper pull toward change. So, take some time this week to reflect honestly. Is the restlessness that you're experiencing grass is greener syndrome, or are you feeling the genuine pull of your soul nudging you toward a more aligned and authentic life? Ask yourself, do I feel excited by the idea of change? Or is it more about escaping my current life? Am I being drawn towards something specific that aligns with my deeper values? Or am I just looking for the next thrill or quick fix? Do I feel grounded in who I am, clearer about what I value most? Or am I reacting out of frustration with my current situation? Those are all great questions that you can ask yourself. I followed the pull of my soul throughout my life, leaning into, those nudges I felt, even though I was living a very good life. I've always had a great life, in my opinion. One of those times was about 4 years into my first professional job out of college. I had a great boss, wonderful colleagues, 24 vacation days and 24 sick days, and I was able to travel internationally as the director of international admission for the university that I went to. Shout out to Wittenberg University. I had a brand new Volkswagen Passat, ton of friends. My life was very good. But I would catch my mind drifting, daydreaming, wondering if this was it. When before that, I'd felt very fulfilled for several years. What happened is that my values had shifted and I started to feel those nudges toward more. My soul was pulling me toward experiencing life outside of the US. I was intensely curious about living abroad. Not long after that, I got a job as the director of guidance and college counseling at an international school in Germany, and my life abroad started. Leaning into that pull then led me to meeting my British husband in an Irish bar in Munich, and so much more. I can't even imagine if I had suppressed that pull and settled because the life I had was very good. Here's the reality. Your soul, the dreamer in you, is always envisioning a life filled with growth, authenticity, and fulfillment. Meanwhile, your ego, which is the cautious protector, tries to keep you safe, anchored in comfort and predictability. Having grass is greener syndrome can feel like a pull, but it's actually your ego leading because you are in constant comparison with others and seeking external validation. It's not the quiet knowing of the soul. It's a restlessness that you can never satisfy no matter what. If it's your soul nudging you toward a more empowering, authentic, aligned, exciting future, then you will already feel very grateful for the life that you have and even questioning if you should do anything else to create more what you're feeling pulled toward. So what you need then is to examine what that is exactly pulling you toward. What is it guiding you to specifically? And then you need a clear roadmap and action plan to take you from where you are to the life that you want most. So if you have grass is greener syndrome, water the grass. If you have the pull of your soul, then start to get very clear on what that is and start to make a roadmap and action plan to turn that into your reality. And that's exactly what my course, Escape the Status Quo, is designed to help you do. Whether you need that clarity or you need to realign how you're using your biggest resources to feel more fulfilled and aligned at this moment, or you need that roadmap and action plan to take you from where you are to where you want to be. If today's episode resonated with you, be sure to subscribe so you are notified of when episodes are released. And then come join me behind the scenes in our Life Beyond Bounds community on Facebook. I would love to connect with you there. Life is our greatest journey, and it's an honor to be part of yours. If you've confirmed through these last few episodes that what you're feeling is the pull of your soul and not grass is greener syndrome, then what you do next matters more than you think. In the next episode, I'm going to share something most people overlook and why ignoring this could leave you stuck in the worst place of all. Thanks again for joining me today.